Nothing transforms a home more dramatically than paint, and there are all sorts of things in your pantry or your cabinet you already have in the house to make it easier. Brian Santos, also known as the Wall Wizard on HGTV, joins us. How much do we love HGTV? It's great to see you, Brian. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you, Colleen, very much.
Okay, so you say we've got stuff that's just sitting around the house that can make this whole process of painting a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's what I call painting from the pantry. Now, as a fourth-generation painter and a chemist, I've been painting all my life, and so what I like to do is show people how to do stuff. In fact, you were telling me a little story about you and your husband fighting.
I said we painted our dining room in our old house and nearly got divorced in that whole process because we were making each other crazy.
Exactly.
So I vowed I would never do it again.
So that's why I call this marriage counseling, okay? So we're going to show you some things today and really make it easy. Now, first thing right off the bat, do you like the smell of paint?
No.
No one does. So here's a little wisdom. We're going to use 4 drops of vanilla extract per quart. That takes the smell out of the paint. It doesn't change the color, doesn't affect it in any way, but it really gives it an aroma that you can tolerate.
You just pour it into the can?
Yeah, 4 drops, pure. That's it.
Okay.
Now, a couple other things, too. You can use things like chapstick around the inside of your glass windows instead of using masking tape, which always leaks, right?
Yes.
Which I'm going to teach you how to stop the paint from leaking underneath. But you can use things also like rubber cement to go around like hinges. Instead of having to take off the door and everything, you just paint around with the rubber cement, it dries, and then what you have is a clear masking film. You just peel it right off when you're done. So who knew? Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Who knew?
Now, a couple other things too. Mold and mildew. I like to use hydrogen peroxide. I don't use chlorine bleach. As a chemist, it's very dangerous in the home. So we use that straight and just a little spray bottle. Other things you can use are things like wet ones to wash down your walls. I figure if you can, clean the baby tushy, you can clean the wall, okay? So it's recyclable, right? Now, a couple other things too. You can use things like this. I love this. This has actually a microband in it. This is, I call this cheese whiz for the wall. This is caulking in a can. So you don't even have to use things like a caulking gun. But here's a couple of pantry ideas. We can actually use things like Pam on our skin. And we just go ahead, shoot it on there, and just rub that in. It prevents the paint from sticking to your watch ring or you. Oil and water don't mix. I figure if you can eat it, you can wear it, right?
Okay.
Oh, by the
way, that at like 350 for 10 minutes so it's nice and golden brown.
And be sure you use the original flavor, not the garlic version. Okay. Now, a couple other things too. You can also use things like your plastic bags. And when I'm disassembling a room, I drop the switch plates inside so I don't lose everything. Other things too. Probably one of the big problems you guys had was paint leaking underneath the masking tape.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a biggie, I'll tell you. And at the home show, we're going to be talking about this, but here's a big secret. When you use the blue tape, you take any plastic tool and you run the edge. And what that does is heat up the edge, it melts the wax that's at the edge, and it stops the water-based paint from going underneath. Water won't go through wax. Pretty cool.
I know everybody loves this. All you do-it-yourselfers, I know you love this information. That's good, Brian.
Now, other things, too, you can use things like these drop cloths, which have the masking tape built right in, which I love, and also green technologies. Wizards work green, right? I mean, when we have a beautiful environment, we don't want to ruin our waterways and so forth, so I use eco-plastics that are biodegradable and recyclable. But other things you can use, too, are like green gloves. Now, green gloves are recyclable. If you threw this, Colleen, in the landfill, this would be about 150 years. But if you throw it in the recycling center, it comes back as a bottle or bag. So Wizards work green as well. Now, talking about green, here is some very cool stuff. This is called the Green Toad painting system. And if you notice, the handle swivels. Feel that. It's very comfortable.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and what you can do is actually turn it, and you can pop in different heads. And this way, you have one tool that will turn in many, many directions and be able to paint. And this is totally biodegradable and compostable.
Where do I get that?
Well, you can go to greentoad.net. Right now it's on the web. And also, this is actually something I help invent, which is called the Green Toad Bucket. And what this is a painting tray that is made of cardboard, and you can recycle it and throw it away. So you don't have to worry about having stuff, in the house and dangerous and so forth.
That is so good.
Yeah, it folds up flat, by the way, too. So this is pretty cool. Other things, too, really good technologies. Teflon tools. Now, I love this is from Sherline, and this is actually a recycled plastic core, but it also has Teflon on it. So number one, it puts the paint on a lot quicker. Number two, you can clean it up really well. I'm going to give you a tip on how to clean a brush in 10 seconds.
Okay.
And also no shed, so it doesn't have fuzzies coming off inside of the tool. Other things, touch-up. I like to use shoe polish bottles. Who knew? What you can do is actually fill this up with your old paint, obviously clean it out, drop in a stainless steel nut, and now what you have is a touch-up container.
Oh, isn't that a great little tip?
And
Okay,
you
Brian, we have
store
30 seconds left,
You
so I want
got
to make
it.
sure you get in all the stuff that
Clean
you
a
want
brush
to
in
get in.
10 seconds or less. Fabric softener. A half a cup of fabric softener in a gallon of water will clean a 15-year-old brush in 10 seconds or less. And
Really?
I'm not kidding. Last thing I want to leave you with, throw all your paint into kitty litter. This way it actually absorbs it, turns it from a liquid to a solid, and then you can throw it into your landfill with no water waste. That's a best idea I can give you, honestly.
Very good,
Yeah.
Brian. Thank you so much. By the way, Brian will be conducting how-to seminars at the Greater Charlotte Home and Landscape Show. It runs from now through Sunday at the Cabarrus Arena and Event Center. It's just north of Charlotte off of Highway 49 in Concord. For more information, go to showtechnology.com, showtechnology.com. And by the way, we have another pair of tickets to give away right now. If you're the 10th person to go on Facebook, write the words, "Tickets please," you will get them, and you'll have another chance to win at the end of the show. By the way, Brian has a new book out, too.
Right.
You've written 17 books, mister.
Yeah, and in fact, I'm going to give you this one for yours, and you can give that away on the web. How's that?
Oh, great. Thank
Cool.
you so much. Very nicely done. Very
Thanks.
good. Thank you, Brian.